Good morning, it is Rhonda Fawcett here from Mathemata New Zealand, and today I'm going to be doing a card for you using this pretty Mediterranean Blooms paper, and we are going to be doing a simple window pop-up card. So I will tell you all the things you need. You need some DSP for the front, and this is a standard New Zealand card size, so I've got thick white A5 folded in half. I've got 14.4 centimetre times 10 centimetre piece of DSP. I've got a strip here which I think is 3 centimetres wide by 10. A square of balmy blue that's just cut out with these stylish shape dies, and I've put two of these dies together to cut out a frame out of white card, so you need a frame and a label from the stylish shape dies, just using that one. Yes, so also then I have used this smaller frame, the next size down, to cut a square out of there. So we don't need that, we can chuck that away. It's got the smaller lemons on the back. And then also the smaller square, same size, to cut out of the thick white card. What I did was I just put my frame on there and drew a pencil line so I could get the exact measurements. I didn't cut them together on purpose because I actually want to tie ribbon around this one. So I'm going to decorate this piece first, tie ribbon around it, and then once it's all decorated, then I'll glue it onto here. So we'll start with that. Sorry I haven't got a finished card to show you, but we'll make it as we go, and bear with me and you'll see how it all turns out. So we can glue the frame on first and stamp the label to go on the front. Just put this on here. Oh, it's not sticking down, it's sticking to my fingers instead. Who else has that problem? Glue seems to go all over your fingers instead of where it's meant to. There we go. So this one will go about here. Stick that down. Is that straight? Hard to see from this angle that I'm on. Looks good enough. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on here. Now the Citrus Bloom set had words that I didn't want to use because it had let's catch up. I'm just trying to find where I've put it. You're the best kind of person, all the love, but I wanted to use this for a happy birthday card, so I'm going to take happy birthday from this set here, which is Adventurous Skies, and navy ink, nice of navy. And that can just be stamped, glued, adhered in the middle there. No, actually, I'm going to put the ribbon round first. The twine, baker's twine. So I'll just get a bit of tear and tape and stick at the back here. I don't like putting my tape all the way around because I just feel like it's not my tape, my twine. I feel like it's a waste of twine. I'm a bit of a miser when it comes to wasting stuff, even though it's baker's twine is pretty cheap, but it's become habit now. So what I do is I put tape at each side and loop it round this way so it's not going all the way across the back twice, and then bring it round to the front. Actually, I want to bring that down a bit. Bring that down a bit, yeah. Now I'm going to cut it off there. Just get my scissors out of the drawer. Okay, so now I can put the label on. Use some dimensionals so that it can go either side of this. Hopefully it will cover all that. If I've done it wide enough, I'll need one more. I didn't want to put them on here because I didn't want to put them on top of the twine, because sometimes they don't stick very well if they're on top of the twine. Let's see. Try and get this even. Does that look even enough? I think it'll be fine. Right, so I'm just going to put some underneath here to put a bow. And I've gone ahead and just loosely cut one of those lemons out of the paper. And I'm going to just use some glue and adhere it to a piece of white card just to make it a bit firmer. Sometimes with the DSP, when you die cut or fussy cut things out, it's a little bit, that paper's a bit thin. Anyway, right, so now I can stick this all down to my base card and make sure that I have adhered this little bit of baker's twine strong at the back. So mostly I like using the Tombow glue. It's my adhesive of choice, but whenever I'm taping down twine or ribbon, I will always use tape. Just, I feel like it secures it a bit better. And then I can use glue for the rest of it around the square. Get my card front. Now I used the thick white card for my card base because I want to be able to write inside it, and it shows up better on the white than it does if you use like a darker colour. I'm just trying to line this all up. It's hard to see when I've got the camera right above my where I work. Getting there. Right. Yeah, that looks good. So this has a mechanism that goes inside, and my mechanism is 14.5 by 2.3 centimeters. It's a bit hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Anyway, I have originally I started with a fatter one and like wider score marks on it, but when I put my pop-up piece inside, you could see a little bit of the stitching, so I've made it tiny bit smaller. If you don't mind seeing a bit of the stitching inside, then go with the bigger one. It's easier to score. But this one I have scored at 1.8, then 7.3, then 8.9, which if you want to do it in inches is 1 1/16, 2 7/8, and then 3.5 inches. Anyway, we're going to put this one inside. So if you have the first score line there and then fold it at the second score line, so it should be in half, then we're going to put glue, just adhesive, just on this back section. So you've got first score line, fold in half at the second score line, turn it over, miss out that small portion there with that, I'm going back to normal, miss out that portion with the score line. You're just going to put adhesive just on this last section, so you don't want any adhesive on that score line section there. And then you're going to put it in the center up against the fold line, so center it in that center by that square, and don't go over the fold line because then it won't open properly. You want that mechanism like that. So now you see you've got it free there, that fold line is not adhered down, so keep it folded in half. And now we're just going to put adhesive just on this little first section only, and then we will fold the card down. So now this should all stick down to the front, so that when it opens you've got this mechanism that's going to be our pop-up for the pop-up piece to go inside. This is going to go on here so that when it opens it will pull it up. So we'll go ahead and stick that down. So now the glue just goes on this portion here, and this will get buttered up right against there. And then we have to go ahead and fussy cut out our lemons, and of course I have put it on the white card. You don't have to do that, it's just a habit for me because I just like the, so this paper would be like that on the other side, and mine's white on the other side because I've put it onto paper before I cut it out onto. So I'm going to stick that on there. I think I'll stick it on an angle so that you can see more of the lemon. I'm not going to put glue right to the edges because some of the edges overhang, so I want as much of it to be seen as possible. So about there. Yep, that looks good. And now we need to stamp some words inside. So I'm using the words that say "You're the best, plain and simple," but I don't want plain and simple, so I'm going to just use sticky tape and take that off. That's the quickest way. You'll see that I do this a few times with my stamps. Okay. So just pull this sticky tape off. And I think it would be easier to do the stamping before you do all the gluing of that You can see it's getting in the way. And that is my card finished. So a simple pop-up window card. Hope you enjoyed, and have a go at making one of your own using whatever papers. And I mean, you could stamp inside the middle of that square and have any stamped image in there. It doesn't have to be a die cut image like I've done. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.